Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Din and I'm going to show you how to prepare your ingredients, mix the spices and then cook the dish. Very simple method I'm going to use, so please follow the instructions carefully. So let's cook. Before we start to cook, this is the time where you can pause the video now and get all the ingredients ready before we start to cook this delicious Dhansak dish. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to cook a chicken Dansak today, one of the most favourite dishes on an Indian menu. Back in the 70s there was only a handful of curries and Dhansak was one of them, and it was very popular. We used to sell hundreds a week Dhansaks, and I'm going to show you my recipe to this Dhansak, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Now I'm using 2 large breasts here. This will be enough for 4 people, roughly about 1 kg of breast meat you need for 4 people. So clean it all up, cut it into 3 strips as you can see what I'm doing, and then try to cut it all the same size so they will all cook at the same time. This is very important. I would prefer smaller breasts, but unfortunately they didn't have smaller breasts. Smaller breasts are more tender and more softer, where the older breasts are a little bit more time consuming to cook. So if you can get smaller breasts and just cut it in 2 strips instead of 3, and this way it'll give you the size you need. Once we get all our chicken ready, we need to get all our other ingredients ready as well. This way we are organised to start cooking. Right, as you can see in the bowl, I've got some coriander stems. Don't throw the stems away. When you just need the leaves of the fresh coriander, keep the stems for another day and you can use them for curry. Just stick them in the freezer, and that way they stay fresh for a long time, and once it's in the curry it just add to the flavour. Anyway, cut the onions as fine as you can like I've just shown you, and as you can see I'm cutting quite fast, but you're not going to be able to cut this fast, and in time you will. Just take your time, cut it slowly, and this way you won't cut your fingers. So get all that ready, and one more ingredient I need is a lemon. So I'm going to go into my garden. Look at the size of these lemons. It's amazing. I've not seen lemons this size on this tree ever. So we've had this tree for 5 years. I'm going to pick this big lemon here. It looks more like a grapefruit, and we're going to use the juice of this lemon, and I'm sure it's going to be really good, especially coming out of your garden. So if you're lucky enough to have a lemon tree, use one of those. Look at the size of this. It's amazing. I've never seen such a large lemon. So anyway, we're going to use this for our sourness of our Dhansak, and we're going to get all the juice. Look, it's amazing. Anyway, get the juice of half of this lemon should do it. Back in the 70s, when we first started in the Indian restaurant trade, my mum used to be the chef in the kitchen, and my dad used to be front of house, and I used to help out weekends in between. So I would help my mum and also help my dad. And at that time, Dhansaks used to be just sweet and sour, unless the customer would ask for it hot. Then over the years, it completely changed, and now it's sweet, sour and hot. Anyway, like I said, get all your ingredients ready, like the onion we have here. We have oil. I'm using rapeseed oil. I would advise the same. We have garlic and ginger. This is Worcester sauce. This is the magic ingredient. My mum used to add this to the patia and also to the Dhansak. We're going to use the coriander and green pepper as a garnish at the end. We've got bay leaves here. We've got the tomato cut in half. We have a little bit of onion seed as well, which I think it gives it a nice flavour. We've got my Himalayan pink salt, what I always use now. We have paprika here. We have 4 or 5 cloves. We have coriander powder. we also have cumin powder, we have Methi Leaves, and we have cardamom and chili. Now chili you can add as much as you want. You can make it hotter or less heat. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to start cooking the lentils first for our Dhansak. So give it a good wash, at least 4 or 5 times, and put water, as you can see. Add a little bit of onion as well. This will give our lentils a flavour. The salt goes in and a bit of turmeric. Now what we want to do, we want to bring this to the boil and turn it down and simmer it for a good half an hour. Keep stirring it every now and again, and that will basically be our lentils, what we're going to add at the end. So this method is much better. You know how to cook the lentils as well then. Anyway, in a saucepan add your oil, as you can see, and then your cinnamon stick. We have our onion seed which goes in, which is calingir. We have our cloves, we have cardamom pods, and we have also our bay leaves. Now give that a little stir first with our garlic and ginger. Get that cooking. Now we don't want to burn the garlic and ginger, remember, so quickly get your spoon and give it a stir. Just like so. Stir this for a couple of minutes and just let it cook out a little bit before we're going to add our onions. Now it's very important that you cook onions for the correct amount of time, otherwise you just won't get the flavour in the curry, and it can sometimes give the curry a completely different taste, and then you wonder why it doesn't taste right. So first cook out the onions like you see. This is on a high heat at the moment, and what we're going to do is get it really hot first. We're going to add the salt as well to get the water released from the onions, and it's going to cook in its own juices for a little while. So now it's hot enough. What we're going to do is turn it down to less than medium and just let it cook gently. This process will take a good 30 minutes. So we're going to add our tomatoes. I've left them large because what I want to do is take the skins off once they've cooked down a little bit. After about 20 minutes, this is what you have. You have the onions well cooked and broken down and basically melting. And remember, you have to keep stirring your onions every 5 or 6 minutes. Just make sure that it's not sticking at the bottom during this process. And this way we'll get maximum flavour to our dish, and the curry won't be watery as well. So once we get to this stage, what the final bit we need to do is get the old potato masher out and give it a little mash to help the process better. Now add the chicken, and also at this stage what we can do as well, use the chicken as well, keep stirring to break the onions down even further, just like this, and this will help to get a nice smooth sauce when we come to add all our spices. So we're going to do this for a few minutes, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes, just keep stirring, and then we come to the stage where we will add our spices. But first we're going to help to release the water, as you can see, and then we're going to add our spices. Right, stirring the chicken and breaking the onions down. We're going to do this for the next 5-10 minutes. Then we're going to take out all the cardamom and cinnamon and the bay leaves. This way we don't have to worry about it when we're serving the dish. It just won't be there, and it'll give us a nice sauce as well. So at this stage we're nearly ready to add our spices. We're going to add first the chili powder. You can add more or less, it's entirely up to you. Get it to the heat you want. It's a turmeric going in as well, and then we have the coriander powder. and the cumin powder. So that goes in. We're going to also put in some paprika as well to give a nice rich colour, and also Methi Leaves. So give this a good stir. Now what we want to do is basically fry the onions a little bit for a few minutes. Just keep stirring all the time. We're breaking the onions down as well, even further. So once we've done this, now we're going to add our liquid. This is boiling hot water. We're going to just add. It's about 400 mils I'm putting in here. So this will be the right temperature. This is our Worcester sauce going in, and then our sugar. Now sugar as well, you can add more or less, entirely up to you, but the quantities I had is just perfect. This is how I would serve it in the restaurant, and I'm sure you will enjoy it this way as well. Give it a taste and see if it's sour enough or hot enough or sweet enough at this stage. This is green peppers I'm putting in, and this was fresh coriander. This will all give it a nice flavour as it cooks, and the lemon juice to make it sour. And now add the lentils as well. So once all that goes in, we're going to just cook this down now for the next 20 minutes or so. Bring it to the boil, and hopefully we'll turn it down medium heat for 20 minutes, and that's our Dhansak nearly ready. I'm sure you enjoy this dish. Dhansak is one of the most popular dishes on the menu, in line with the kurma and the buna, and the masala, of course. So let me know in the comments what you think of my Dhansak, if you enjoy it, and if you do, all I ask that you subscribe to my channel, because 78% people who view my channel don't subscribe, and it doesn't help this channel to grow. So please, if you're watching this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's make this channel very popular, and so that everyone can enjoy my recipes. So that's it for now. This is my Dhansak, and let me know what you think. So bye for now, and see you in my next video.